Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. It's the end of the weekend, which means tomorrow's Monday. Ugh. Well, it's not. It's kind of a bad Monday for me, but not totally. Anyway, a lovely commenter on one of my videos recommended that I introduce myself at the beginning of the video and also put more information in the description of the video. So I'm going to try that. So my name is Ellie Burke. I am a best-selling author and mental illness advocate. I have paranoid schizophrenia. I am the CEO and co-founder of the Stigma Fighters nonprofit organization, and I am currently a senior at the University of Arizona in my journalism and mass communication degree. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, so tomorrow's Monday, May 24th. Do you guys know what May 24th is? It is Schizophrenia Awareness Day. So I've had my share of bad schizophrenia awareness days. A couple years ago, I was at a meeting and someone told a joke about schizophrenia, and it was not funny to me, obviously. I'm sure that person didn't actually think that there was anyone with schizophrenia there, but I was there. And so, along with another colleague, I started a business resource group, and it was focused on disability. And tomorrow, we are presenting to executives on our first year as a business resource group. So that's really cool. Much better experience than I had before on World Schizophrenia Day or Schizophrenia Awareness Day. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Also, I have to present in front of executives, which is very scary. I have to wear a suit tomorrow. Usually I wear jeans and a t-shirt to work. So should be interesting. I'll let you guys know how it goes. But yeah, Schizophrenia Awareness Day. Tell the schizophrenic in your life that you love them and you care for them and you support them. That can go a long way. So, all right, so chapter 3. I'm not reading the whole chapter. I was just going through it and I just realized that there's a break in the chapter. So I'll read the first part of it. For those of you just joining us, I'm reading my debut novel, Violet Midnight, which is a paranormal romance about elementals. So here we go, chapter 3. See my previous videos to get caught up if you are not. So, all right, chapter 3. A sweet, rosy aroma greeted Jane as she reached her property. It was a small cottage, painted blue, the color of peace, the door silver, representing security. The front yard was covered in tall grass that was way overdue for a mow. There was a pathway leading to the house filled with little rocks and cobblestone stepping stones. 2 square planters stood on each side of the walkway, attached to the porch, occupying rose bushes of all different colors. Jane stood completely still at the edge of her walkway and closed her eyes. She concentrated and felt a warming sensation fill her body, a lot like a morphine injection, the pain medication slowly dripping, almost numbing the senses. She opened her eyes and saw an invisible mist lurking around her house, a mist that was invisible to everyone except her. Satisfied, Jane walked down her walkway. She was ready to go inside when something caught her eye. It was a white piece of paper, taped to the door, folded over once, its edges lightly flapping with the evening breeze. His elegant scripture decorated the front of it. Jane lifted it from the door and sniffed it, bathing in his otherworldly wild scent. She unfolded the note and read the 2 words on the page. Happy birthday. It was signed by the single letter C, but that minuscule signature created a gulp in her throat and a massive quickening of her heartbeat. Jane held the note against her chest and forcefully widened her eyes, refusing to allow any tears to pass through. I'm sorry, she whispered to no one and outstretched her fingers, commanding the wind to steal the piece of paper from her hand, propelling it far, far away. She walked inside and made her way to the bathroom, undressing as she went. She showered, the water scorching hot, her body releasing little clouds of steam as the moisture came in contact with her skin. Before going to the bedroom to dress, she stopped at the hazy, moisture-covered mirror and waved her hand in front of it. The moisture disappeared as if she had wiped it away with the palm of her hand, except her skin never came in contact with the glass. She stole a quick look at her reflection. Jane was thin, with a round face and tiny features. Her skin was pale white, her eyes a bright emerald green. Her wavy red hair did what it wanted, so she never tried to tame it. She turned from the mirror to go into the bedroom. She removed her black jeans from the closet, the knees of them ripped and the bottom shredded, and she put them on. She found a black t-shirt halfway hanging off the bed, pulled it over her head, and tied her hair back. She went out to the backyard and flipped the outside switch. Blue string lights hung above, illuminating the yard with an ocean blue glow. To the left was a large garden, its small flowers and herbs spurting out from the ground. The garden was very random. There was no order to it. There were just plants everywhere. The rear of the yard inhabited a greenhouse that populated more plants of all shapes, size, and colors. There was no walkway out here, just dirt, plants, and flowers bursting with essence. Jane found her garden shears buried halfway in the dirt below her feet and collected handfuls of rosemary and lavender. She went back inside and arranged the bouquets around the house. The scent of lavender released anxiety. The rosemary calmed her brain, her thinking patterns, and helped her concentrate. The combination of the two was invigorating. Jane started down the hallway to change again, and suddenly an odd feeling overwhelmed her. She felt lightheaded, as if she were seconds from fainting. She stopped, stood in the middle of the hallway, and pressed her palms against the walls on each side to hold herself up. Her arms started shaking, and dark spots appeared in front of her eyes. Without alarm, she thought of Rosemary, clearing the air of her mind. Jane was not one to allow stress to affect her good judgment. She felt her arms gaining their strength, and when the dark spots disappeared, she was somewhere else. She reflexively looked down. She stood on a polished wood floor. The bright light from above made the polish glimmer like a clear glass window on top of the wood. She looked around. All around the large room, people stood in small, quiet groups. They were dressed up, silk gowns, suits, jackets, all black. She peered past them, art, contemporary, colorful, deep portrayals of everyday items, and people that were not what they seemed or seemed what they were not. The different colored walls caved into themselves, making doorways to enter rooms with no windows or ceiling, just art. There was a long wall to the left, a doorway leading to more art on each side with a big sign on it. "Meet the artists," it said, "a private party." Jane refocused on the people that filled the gallery. They weren't just dressed nicely. Each woman's hair was professionally done, perfect makeup, no wrinkles in the men's suits. Jane felt very out of place in her torn jeans and t-shirt. Not that anyone was really looking at her. No one even glanced her way. It was like no one saw her. Impossible, though. There had to be one person that would notice she was barefoot at a function like this. Maybe they couldn't see her. Jane started to sing. Not on impulse, she did it on purpose. It was the only thing she could think to do to prove to herself that she was invisible. She hooked herself with her own tune, some faraway song, and she started dancing. No one paid any attention to her. Her confirmation of invisibility grasped. She continued to dance, having a little fun, sliding, twirling, pausing. She had to stop halfway through her spin as she saw him standing in the corner. Someone was talking to him, but he wasn't listening. He was staring at Jane. This man, this beautiful, gorgeous, sexy man, the man she had been dreaming about for months, was thoughtfully staring at her, the invisible girl. He rudely abandoned whoever it was that he was speaking to, ignoring stares, and walked towards her. Jane felt her heart tie anxiousness and nervousness together in a tight knot. Her knees trembled slightly. He was huge. Tall, muscular, sharp, defined features. He had cropped, jet black hair, deep blue eyes, the exact color of the ocean. When he reached her, he stopped abruptly, as if running into a wall. He paused and just stared into her eyes, really stared, as if he could see her soul from where he stood. Jane was suddenly very warm. She inhaled a deep breath through her nose and experienced a very unique scent. It was him. He smelled lovely. She looked up at him. He had a foot on her, at least. His lips parted, but before Jane could hear the sound his voice made, everything went black. All right, that is the first the first part of chapter 3 of Violet Midnight. I hope you guys are enjoying the book, and I will talk to you soon.